All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about polarity. Now that we've talked about VSEPR shapes, you're going to be able to figure out how they are, if they are polar or not polar.
Okay.
So we're going to look at a couple of examples that, are one of each at least, right?
Okay.
All right, so let's look at BH3 versus NH3. So if we draw our shapes like we did last time, I know boron has 3 valence electrons and each hydrogen has 1, right?
Yep.
So our final shape will be this. And if you don't remember how to draw these shapes, go back to the last video and just kind of refresh a little bit.
Okay.
NH3, we know, is a pyramidal shape because that lone pair on top is going to push those other bonded pairs down. Okay, so polar or nonpolar? Here's the deal. First, ask yourself this. Look at the central atom, here and here, and ask yourself, is there a lone pair on the central atom of BH3?
I don't see one.
No lone pairs there. So then we have to look at the next question, which is, are the lone pairs on the atoms around it equal?
Okay.
So are there any lone pairs on the hydrogens around it?
Nope.
So 0, 0, and 0 lone pairs.
So
Equal, right? So therefore we call this non-polar. Great. Now let's look at the central atom on NH3. Is there a lone pair on the center atom?
I see one.
There definitely is. So you stop right there. It is polar.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen. Very, very easy. Let's look at one more thing right here. We know water is also a very famous polar molecule because you've got those lone pairs on the central atom, right?
Okay.
One thing I want to remind you guys of, though, is that polarity is the unequal sharing of those valence electrons. So one electron has them more often than the other. It's like that kid that invited you over to his house to share his toys, but he had them most of the time.
Okay.
All right. So one more example. Let's look at something like, let's not do that. How do we get a pen? CH3Cl. So we've got carbon bonded to 4 different things, one of which is a chlorine. And we know chlorine has 3 lone pairs. So, looking at the central atom, are there any lone pairs there?
Nope.
Are the lone pairs around the periphery equal?
No. I see more on the chlorine.
Yeah, we got some lone pairs over here and nowhere else. Therefore, we have a polar compound. Got it?
Yep, that's it.